Previously on Intentional Adventure. Oh man, there's a drip. Oh dear God, it's a river. I'm handy, I'll fix it, and I can breakdance. Oh snap, the tank's broken, along with everything else. I'm handy, I guess I'll cancel my plans and make this my new job. I don't want to get dirty. Why is this tank not coming out? I've got it free! Yay! And now I'm gonna sleep out of this RV for the next 4 days. That's basically what happened, minus a few details. So now that my tears have dried, I am ready to tackle this beast and fix it. Okay, here's the deal. I'm cutting out these steel girders because they are broken. I'm gonna take them to a welder, he's gonna rebuild them, and then I'm gonna put them back in. So tonight, we cut. For those of you thinking, oh, this sounds fun, I'd like to do this, I will give you a couple tips. I'm using an angle grinder with a 4.5-inch wheel. Now there are all kinds of different wheels that come with angle grinders. This one is a cutting wheel, and it is for, you guessed it, cutting. There's also a grinding wheel, and just an FYI, a grinding wheel is not for cutting. There you go, that's a tip for you. This puppy is broken. You can see this bended here, snapped over there. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut it loose, and then I'll take it to the welder and he'll rebuild it. I'll figure out how to run all these hoses around it. There's no way to get them back through when it's built. So that part's disappointing, but we'll get it off. Well, that was option A, and it didn't work. Basically, the floor support was too close to the floor, and also supporting the floor, albeit not very good. So I decided to cut it out completely and just send measurements to the welder. Surely that can't go wrong. Okay, another tip coming at you here. If you decide to do this, I highly recommend you turn your propane tank off and bleed the lines before you start this process. Just a small nick in a propane hose and you will have an inferno under there. Also, make sure you have a child standing by with a fire extinguisher, maybe one who really pays attention, not one that plays with it a mile away. Well, hello there. Current status. I'm having the steel trusses rebuilt. So right now I'm working on getting some parts from Forest River for my tank that broke. And I have a welder rebuilding the steel trussing. But the welder could not get the steel in time delivered, and he doesn't have time to pick it up. So I'm gonna go today, pick up the steel, buy the steel, take it to him, and then he's going to weld those trusses together today. And then, in theory, by end of today or tomorrow morning, I'm going to pick them up and then bring them here. Welder's going to get them done. That's the plan. All right, I'm picking up my steel. They're gonna make some cuts right now because they come in 20-foot lengths, and that's too long for my truck. So they're gonna make some cuts off of it so I can put it back here. And then off to the welder. I can just feel my floor being supported already. The creaking has disappeared in my head. And I feel a lot better about that refrigerator slide. I mean, listen, if that refrigerator slide comes in, which apparently it has for who knows how long, and puts that weight on the floor without any girder supports, y'all, that could literally fall to the floor. That is terrible. I wonder how long, I don't know how long this has been this way, but I'm really happy I found it, and I think it's gonna make a big difference when we get those new ones in, weld those puppies up. Just a good reminder to check under your rig. You gotta check that stuff. I mean, it's annoying to take that underbelly off. It takes a lot of time, but it is worth it to check in there periodically, see what's going on. Wait. First, we need to know what happened. Why did my steel girders break in the first place? When did this happen? Did I eat too much? Have I gained a lot of weight? How did we survive this? Rest assured, I have answers. Well, I have guesses, which in politics are basically answers, so I have answers. About a year ago, we noticed the rig feeling weird as we were driving down the road, and upon accidental inspection, we found our equalizers were broken. Both of them. Equalizers! Yeah, I didn't know what they were either. Basically, it's the part that holds your springs and axles to the frame, so it's kind of a big deal. So no, I'm not mad at Forest River, who makes the RV, or Lippert, who builds the frames. I'm frankly very happy that nothing catastrophic happened, but I wish I had checked under the underbelly sooner. Of course, those are not my thoughts at this moment as I embark on an 80-hour tour of my underside. Well, hold on, my RV's underside. Yeah, that's better. It has been a full day of driving around, and I fortunately have it sorted out. Welder got the trusses done. It was more expensive than I thought, $500, $250 each. It's very possible I could have got it done for cheaper had I not been on a rush, but it was a rush, so we got it done. All right, here's fingers crossed, hoping that these trusses are the right size. Okay, you can see here that this guy really did good. He welded in multiple spots for these bars. We went with a thicker bar, a 2-inch angle instead of 1.5 inches. This puppy will definitely hold a lot more weight, and these welds are really good. He did a great job.
That is the spinal cord right here. This is the spinal cord and the bladder. What?
Glad you guys are holding it down over there.
That's the kidney.
All right, let's see if this puppy is the right size.
No, there's 2 kidneys right
Fingers crossed here.
The kidneys.
Well, it's not fitting. I've got just too much of a lip there. So. Yeah, so it didn't fit, and the reality is I measured perfectly. In fact, that was the problem. I only gave about 1/8 inch of room for this thing to fit in. And as you can imagine, with the lip on the bottom and trying to finagle it in after it's already built, that's just not enough room. So with just one small time-consuming adjustment, I was able to make it work. All right, gotta get some of this off so we can get the next one in. See how it's gonna go. Here's a money-saving tip. If you're okay with confined spaces and super dangerous things, then do this prep work before the welder gets there and save yourself $150 an hour or more. Good news, it's in. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there. Oh yeah, perfect. Whew. Oh, that was a nightmare. For you technically minded people out there that are wondering how do we mount these supports, I'll give you some details. Since I cut off the old girder but left the very top L bracket, we decided to notch the new one, jack it up against the existing metal, and weld it to the I-beams. Once that was secure, we welded the truss to the old L bracket just to feel like real men, and to make sure it didn't go anywhere. Believe me when I say, we could hold a river dancing competition on the floor of the RV and it wouldn't go anywhere. Assuming, of course, that we could fit everyone in there and that they didn't damage the floor. Well, they would have to take their shoes off. But anyway, basically it's very secure, okay? Okay, we've reached what is supposed to be the final day. I'm very excited. I've got Ben here. Yeah. He is gonna help me get this tank in and get this thing done, and I am so excited to not be under this RV anymore. We're gonna work on drilling the tank, getting it fastened, getting the plumbing all put back together, and then we'll wait for the final part, which is coming from Forest River, and we'll do that later. So here we go, day number 2,460, here we go. First, we, and I mean Ben, measured the holes exactly like the old tank, and with great supervision, drilled them out. Then we reused the old gasket and the tank was ready to install. Now we're gonna put these little flangey things in here. Ben has the special hands that can do it. Yep. Impressive, truly impressive. And then we'll put this special piece in here. And I leave this foam on just to remind me of that mouse that got up there one time and why I had to do all this foam. It's worth it. Come to Papa. All right, I have to show you guys this. This is my pipe coming from my kitchen sink, and we use a strainer. Look at how much stuff. That is literally half full. So I'm gonna pull that down into this bucket here, clean that out, and then in the future, I'm gonna remind the kids to use that strainer. I think they're cheating is what happens. But a good note too that my friend Ben here mentioned, that it's really important to treat the tank, and maybe that will break down that stuff too. So I haven't been treating this fresh tank, but that's a really good idea and probably something that will make a difference. Take that tip to heart. Make sure you're treating all of your tanks, not just your black tank. Once we got the tank into place, I glued the pipes in while Ben held it in place, and then we screwed in the support bracket. I can honestly say that we definitely need 2 people on this task. Next, we fastened all the wires and hoses up out of the way. I don't really know if it matters at all, but I, for one, am finally proud of my underbelly. With all of that being done, we fastened up the cover, being careful to keep it straight, and I was careful to stay on the plastic as long as I could. Okay, we have finally made it, you guys. Everything hurts, everything. But Ben here rocked it. What can you not accomplish with 2 Bens? I don't know.
That's the truth, right?
It's amazing. But yeah, we got this underbelly on. I hate the word underbelly, but I'm just gonna keep saying it because I don't know what else. The thing, we put the thing on, and I'm gonna tell you, and I told Ben this too, it was so much easier with another adult. Eli and Lacey helped me last time, but more or less they just rolled around underneath. So this was so great, having him do one side, me do the other, and lining it up, and it looks amazing. I don't know how it's possible. This guy, telling you what, he's rocking. Here's what it looks like after. Beautiful perfection. Yeah, baby. No leaks, so if you're the new owner, congratulations, we've got it all set up for you. Listen, I know I've said this before, but the takeaway from this whole experience is to get your RV inspected annually to avoid any major issues, and definitely have it checked out after anything breaks. And just like a normal house, we made these repairs just in time for the new owner. Stick around for our next adventure and our next RV. Or maybe we're getting a van, or maybe it's a yacht or an airplane. Anyway, you'll have to follow along to find out. And by follow along, I don't mean like the creepy type in real life. I mean, just press that follow button. There you go. See you soon.
Money.